Is a UN P5 job offer. That's what I'm talking about today. And the reason I want to talk about it is not to advocate people to do that, even though if you would like, amazing. If you don't like, amazing as well. But the reason why I want to talk about this is because I would love to share some of my clients' experiences of how they have achieved the level of confidence, achieved the level of trust and certainty to be able to do this in the time of very difficult, challenging situations. And I really hope that this will serve as another evidence for you to see that what else is possible in life that we can do and how we can live our lives if we are willing to feel that confidence, that trust, that certainty that we are the person who can always go for what we want to, no matter what the circumstances are. And the other reason why I wanted to do this is also to showcase. I will have another conversation with one of my clients who will explain and talk about from her experience as well directly. And I will be talking about experience of some other clients who are doing this, and to show also that these clients that are doing this are not doing it because they hate it or they are like, oh my God, I'm just done with it, even though there were some phases of that. But they're doing this because they feel like this is a time where they want to really live the life in an aligned way, in the way that feels true to who they are and their values and how they want to live their lives. And they don't want to do that anymore because of chasing stability, chasing status, or chasing conventional way of doing things, which I think we've all, or many of us, have been there, right? So that's why I thought that this might be a good way of showcasing what kind of level of confidence you can build up within yourself to be able to do things, and to be able to do things that many, like thousands of other people would die for it, or I don't know, would never be able to say no to, but you are able to do that if that does not align with who you are. If we haven't met, my name is Estela Romanova. I'm a life coach for transitioning humanitarians, and I help humanitarians to transition within the sector to the private sector or becoming their own bosses. So, the examples of my clients that I want to share, where they have recently refused UN P5 level job offers, and it just coincided in some way that several of them refused these job offers because they wanted to pursue something else. And I just was feeling so proud of my clients for having gotten to the level of such peace and grounded and confidence that they're able to do that. So I thought that I would share how their confidence levels look like, how they have prepared themselves to get to this place, right? Because this is also something that probably you don't just say it out of the blue. They have prepared and worked on themselves to get to this place, how that process looked like, and then how they were able to say no, even though there were a lot of fears. And when we will be talking to another client of mine soon, we will also hear there will be a lot of fears as well. But despite those fears, having this inner compass saying that, no, I want to do things this way and no other way, right? Okay. So, the level of confidence and trust that I have seen and how my clients are experiencing their lives as we discuss and build up this life is where they started recognizing that they have done a lot of amazing work in the humanitarian sector. They have um, survived a lot of hardship, obviously, but also they have done a lot of work of learning, becoming the managers, becoming the high, like highly professional problem solvers. They have done a lot of achievements in their careers and they feel grateful for those things, but also they use that as a way to understand and recognize how capable they are to be now pursuing what they love, right? They recognize that whatever it is that they have done until now, they feel grateful and they feel like complete with it. And they feel, even though, as I said, we have gone through a lot of rough phases with them where we went through how to process hatred, how to process anger at the system, at the UN. All of these things we have processed through, right? We have gone through that. And then once we go through that, then I also see my clients getting to the place where, okay, I recognize that I have done a lot of amazing things. I have also done a lot of challenging things. I have went to a lot of challenging duty stations. I have sacrificed a lot of things and I have also seen the consequences of it. And now I would like to live the life where it is really aligned, meaning this is really what I believe I want to be working on genuinely, not just because I just happen to be doing this for the last 10 years and now I can't help myself but keep doing it, right? So that's the I think the first recognition of, okay, I feel like I'm capable of doing this. Now I would do something that I really believe in. I would like to do something that makes the impact, but also I would like to prioritize my personal life. I would like to prioritize like having family, a partnership, children, and all of these things at the same time. And in order to be able to do that, to live that life, I no longer want to be chasing things that I used to chase for the last 10, 15 years, right? So, therefore, that recognition and that realization, I think, comes after having processed a lot of these um, hurt feelings and hatred and anger and frustration and disappointment about the system. Once we get those out of the way, then this is the next phase that starts coming. And and then once they start feeling like, okay, it's not only about those things that I was chasing, but it's about feeling good in your body, feeling healthy, feeling mentally healthy, psychologically, like emotionally healthy, and knowing what I want to be doing, then it becomes so much easier to have that inner compass to say, okay, how can I now build that path? How could that path look like? Even though, as I said, there are a lot of fears, a lot of worries that come up at times, right? And we coach through them. But also, once we have done that, I see my clients then getting to, okay, I feel now I'm very clear about this is the path that I want to take. These are my priorities. And this is how I would like to do that. This is how much money I would like to go for. Um, this is the type of work I am willing to do. This is not the type of work I'm not willing to do, right? So getting very clear about that. And then once we get them to that state where they start having this, I would say, conditions, the first condition is them recognizing all of their abilities and achievements of the past. The second condition is them trusting and having the confidence of, okay, I can do this, I can go this path, and I can really build the path that I want to. And then also the third condition, of course, is trusting that the the external environments will then support our vision moving forward and how we can continue building that path without derailing, even though our fear brain wants to hijack us at times and wants to interfere at times and wants to sabotage at times, and recognizing like I'm helping my clients see more and more how how they were so good at giving into fear and sabotaging, and the more they keep giving into fear and sabotaging, that becomes the pattern. And because that becomes the pattern, then they feel like it's like a habitual thing that they keep doing instead of being intentional as to, is this what I want to be doing or not, right? So that's why the way that we have gotten these clients to this place where they feel confident about the path they're building, they feel trusting, right? Maybe another word. I always use the confidence and trust interchangeably. So they feel trust in themselves and in their vision or in their impact they want to do so much that they want to now genuinely build that path, um, where this path may not involve any status, it may not involve any I don't know, other recognitions. It may not involve certainty. It may not involve stability in the beginning, right? So therefore, we really need to build up a lot of that muscle of trust and confidence, and like keep feeling certainty that we're capable of doing it. And once we have that, then we can start walking that path, as well as able to then refuse anything that does not align with that path, right? So I have a client with whom we have really worked through a lot of these topics, and also we have built some investments so that she can um, rely on those investments. And as she keeps building the path, I have another client. She wanted to live back home and start family and start relationships. So we were able to then get her build a lot of that inner strength, inner confidence and trust and certainty that she's able to build. And also she's able to see when her brain is tricking her, when her brain is sabotaging her, when her brain is using excuses to derail her. She recognizes and she knows how to stop giving into that. And then once we're able to do that, then we can start walking the path. And there are also clients who are now feeling like they would like to do that through spirituality, which I love as well. And the way that I'm understanding spirituality, and people may have their own understanding of spirituality, but the way that I'm understanding is that we humans essentially have all of the inner resources that we want to use for building whatever the path, whether this resource is inner stability, inner certainty, inner trust, inner joy, abundance, whatever it is, that the resource that we need to keep going to build that path, so that we start feeling and relying on those emotions and inner state to feel fulfilled and joyful, and not to rely on the external validations like other people's recognition or status or I don't know, privileges to feel to rely on them to feel good, essentially, right? So that's why I have also clients who are wanting to um, build that inner confidence and trust and certainty through spirituality to get to building the path they would like to, that is balanced and sustainable and aligned, and not really chasing the adrenaline and chasing the whatever that we might have been chasing, or we might have been used to chasing. And again, Please don't hear me wrong that we're all doing it. Probably there are amazing people who are, doing it for many other reasons, but I'm just talking of these clients who are recognizing that, okay, what were the reasons why I was doing it or I kept doing this for such a long time? And then I think the funding crisis was a wake up call in some way for many of them to say, okay, is this how I want to continue doing things? Is it how I want to continue living? Is this how I want to continue having my inner state? Right? And if that's not how I want to, then what is the new path? And then once we start recognizing all of the emotions that we need to release, and once we release it, then we start having all of this space, head space, emotional space to be then saying, okay, what is that path looking like? What are the inner resources I need to build up? It's a bit like a muscle, right? The muscle that we're building within us to be relying on ourselves and our inner resources and the universe, God, whoever you would like to rely on, amazing, instead of relying on the external circumstances to give us what we want. So that's how I have seen now several of my clients go through this process and feeling so clear and good about their decisions of what path they want to take and also what path they don't want to take any longer. And that's how they were able to refuse job offers at this level of UNP5, right? Now, the decision to do that and like as I said, the process of how it can look like, I would describe it to you, but the decision of how to say no to a job offer like that, um, it varies. I would say some of my clients tell me that the decision was in some way very exciting to be like, oh my god, I'm getting another offer in times like this. It's incredible. Maybe I should take up that job, right? That like initial adrenaline and all the other like emotions that we love, they come up and then they are like, oh my god, maybe I should postpone my path that I have chosen to do. Maybe I should postpone for another time. Those thought processes come up. There are also fears come up as to, okay, if I refuse this now, then am I able to make this path work? And then have some of the doubts creeping in. Those emotions come up as well. And I think when we will be talking to my client about this soon, we will also hear her say this, like she was saying last time I was talking to her. And those in the decision process, I think that those are the very normal, I would say, fears, second guessing, worries come up. And then the ultimate question that they have asked themselves and we have coached through as well with some of them is, okay, what is the long term vision or what is the long term goal of how I want to be living my life, right? That's really, I think, the main question. Is this the long term of how I see myself and my future? This is how I see myself moving forward and keep doing things the way that I know how to do and I kept doing it. Is this how I would like to? Or that's no longer suiting or fitting my way of living life, right? And everyone's answers obviously will be different. And there might be also people who will be saying, no, I will do this contract now for a year or 2 years. And then I will, in the meantime, I build up something on the side and then I will go and do something else. That might be absolutely a way to go. But the clients that I have coached, they all told me that no, I don't want to give in to this enticement and to this oh my god, isn't it exciting type of motion. I don't want to give in to that because I want to prioritize what I have said, how I want to live my life. I want to prioritize that. And this is just a test from the universe or whoever, whatever you believe in. This is a test to say, okay, are you sure on that path that you have decided to go for? And then I'm willing to like pass that test and keep going on the path that I have chosen and refuse this job offer, right? So whatever the way you would have chosen or you would have decided, I think it's important for you to look at it now. If that were you, how would you have decided what you have said? Obviously, right? But of course, it all depends on where in your career you are, or when you're in your life phase you are, and where in your inner state or inner confidence level you are. But my goal was to share more of such cases of people that I'm seeing now, that I'm coaching, that I'm interacting, humanitarians who are feeling that I would like to make now conscious decisions as to, is this where I'm going long term or it's not? And if it's not, then how do I want to make decisions differently? This is what I'm seeing more. And my goal is to advocate for whether you take up this type of job or whether you don't. I would love for you to really reflect on, if you had all of that confidence, trust, certainty within you that you are able to do whatever you want in life, whatever that means, right? Whether you work on the impact, whether you don't work, whether you work on projects that other people find it not understanding, whatever it is that you want to work on, or maybe not work on it. Maybe you want to just take off and do something totally different, right? I had several clients who did that. So whether that's really long term you would like to do, and whether, if you had all of that confidence and trust in your abilities, in yourself, in your project or vision, then how would you have made this decision versus how you keep making decision as a reaction to the external circumstances, right? So that's, I think, is the key part for you to reflect on, is, are we making decisions or keep taking up jobs or keep applying for jobs because we're just so in the survival mode of, we need to get something at any cost, it doesn't matter, and then we'll think about it. Then probably we should just get that and feel a bit safe, right? But once we have a bit of a safety and we have the basics taken care of, then this might be the questions that we want to be reflecting on. If I have that inner freedom, inner confidence, certainty, trust, then how would I like to move forward? How would I like to live? What would I like to contribute to? And how would I like my life in the next, I don't know, 10, 15 years or longer be? And, excuse me, making decisions from that place makes it such a no-brainer to be refusing anything that's not aligned with our path. And my goal is for you to experience that inner state and that level of confidence to be able to say no to anything you wouldn't want to. Okay, my dears, if you would like to work on this, absolutely come coach with me. I have today, my group coaching is ending, enrollment is ending. So if you'd like to come and get ready in the group, I would love that, or individually. And if that's the case, book a consult. And in the meantime, have a beautiful